Margaret Brown, born Margaret Tobin, was born on July 18, 1867, in Hannibal, Missouri. She later met James Joseph Brown, who she married for love rather than money. Why in the world would you do that? In 1893, the Brown family acquired great wealth when JJ's mining engineering efforts proved instrumental in the exploration of a massive ore seam at the Little Johnny mine. This elevated their economic and social standing substantially, and Margaret became a charter member of the Denver Women's Club, whose mission was the improvement of women's lives by continuing education and philanthropy. But she also did this one crazy thing where she lobbied for women's right to vote. Why in the world would you do that? Which is basically what her husband said. JJ wasn't interested in the social life that Brown enjoyed, and the couple slowly drifted apart. Alright, Margaret, I can no longer tolerate this independent attitude of yours, so I wish to be independent of you. But why? No, Margaret, it's not you, it's you. Though the two divorced, Margaret continued her philanthropy work as well as to mingle with the upper crust of society. She spent the first months of 1912 in Paris until she received word from Denver that her eldest grandchild was ill. She immediately booked the first available liner leaving for New York, the RMS Titanic. When Titanic struck an iceberg on the evening of April 14th, Brown helped others board the lifeboats before being persuaded to come aboard lifeboat number 6. While in the boat, she urged the crew to go back to save more passengers, but was opposed by the quartermaster, Robert Hitchens, the guy at the wheel when Titanic struck the ice. We've gotta go back. Why in the world would we do that? Shut up. We've gotta go back for those poor people. If we go back there, we'll either get pulled down by the ship or those stiffs in the water will swamp us. The only thing that'll be stiff is this oar when I hit your face with it. I said we gotta go back. No. Well, if you're so worried about getting swamped, we could always make room for one more. Nani? Though she failed to convince them to return for survivors, her efforts would land her in history as the Unsinkable Molly Brown. Upon being rescued by RMS Carpathia, she organized a committee with other first-class survivors to secure basic necessities for the second and third-class survivors. She continued to live a trailblazing life, including running for Colorado's U.S. Senate seat 6 years before women were even given the right to vote, and helped to provide aid for France following the devastation of the First World War. After the death of her ex-husband in 1922, and displeased with the amount of money their mother had spent on charity, Margaret's children fought her in court for 6 years to settle their father's estate. Yikes. Margaret died in her sleep on October 26, 1932, at age 65, and was buried next to J.J. Brown at the modern-day cemetery of the Holy Rood in Westbury, New York.